Let's talk about the status of the indigenous people here in the Philippines. Most of the indigenous people in our country live up in the mountain alongside to the rivers, and there's no electricity, no technology, and only natural resources that help them live every day. There are an estimated 476 million indigenous people worldwide. Although they make up just 6% of the global population, they account for about 19% of the extreme poor. Indigenous people life expectancy is up to 20 years lower than life expectancy of non-indigenous people worldwide. Indigenous people often lack formal recognitions over their lands, territories, and natural resources, are often last to receive public investment in basic services and infrastructure, and face multiple barriers to participate fully in the formal economy, enjoy access to justice, and participate in political processes and decision-making. This legacy of inequality and exclusion has made indigenous people more vulnerable to the impact of climate change and natural hazards, including to disease outbreaks such as COVID-19. Vulnerabilities to the pandemic are exacerbated in some cases by the lack of access to natural health, water, and sanitation system, the shutting down of market and mobility restrictions that have greatly impacted their livelihood, food insecurity, and well-being. Despite of the pandemic, all the indigenous people students are willing to learn so that they can achieve their dreams and goals in life, because for them, education is the key to claim their rights. There's a research that showed the indigenous people in the Philippines have long been suffering from discriminations and lack of access to education.
Alas 4, kailangan gumising ka na. Tsaka 5 hanggang 7 a.m. magpa-farming kami. 8 yung flag ceremony, at saka doon na magsisimula yung 7 subjects namin na agriculture, math, science, Filipino, THA, values education, at saka history.
Despite all the issues they face, their aim goal is to study, learn, and to teach their fellow indigenous people in education.
Gusto ko pong maging hihemplo sa mga katutubo kong Alangan tribes na maging pangunahin na dapat nilang gayahin.
Sila hindi marunong magsulat, hindi sila marunong magbasa. Mga ganon, di ba?
Noong una po, hindi po kami pwedeng mag-aral. Unang-una dahil binabawal ng mga magulang namin, ng mga kalululuhan namin. Dumating po yung mga misyonary, po mga guro pong nagtuturo. So doon ko po lumabas yung kaisipan na kailangan makatapos ng pag-aaral. Dapat nilang gayahin upang marami pong makatapos ng mga kabataan.
Gusto ko maging guro para po magturo po sa hindi marunong magbasa, magsulat.
Indigenous people tend to have less access to and poorer quality of education than other groups. Their educations often does not incorporate curricula and teaching methods that recognize their communities' histories, cultures, pedagogies, traditional languages, and traditional language. Appropriate educations enable indigenous children and adult learners to exercise and enjoy economic, social, and cultural rights. It also strengthens their ability to exercise their civil rights, so they can influence political policy processes for enhanced protections of their human rights.